back. We're here to get you ready to meditate with us on Wednesday night. These Trinity videos are helping you find a physical sensation to go along with whatever energy we're meditating on. This week it happens to be the energy of focus. Focus is a very useful energy. Most people only understand about half of it. That's because focus has two parts. There's the internal, external, I guess you could call it yin, yang, maybe giving and receiving. There's two different parts to it, and most people know only about the putting energy out there part. When you stay up late studying for a test and you're trying to be really focused, you're just pouring energy into this particular thing out there. You're trying to make it your whole world and give it all of your attention. And after a while you burn out. It's hard to maintain a focus like that because it's all just energy going out. So we're going to talk about the two parts of focus, and I'm going to kind of demonstrate it for you in a very simple self-defense concept that I've used in a lot of my martial arts classes. It requires a partner. There's plenty of pressure points that you can find right inside the person's collarbone. Just press your fingers down. I usually like 2 fingers, and just press down. It's uncomfortable, and they'll go, but it's not going to move them out of the way or make them let go if they're grabbing you and threatening you or trying to block your way or anything like that. But with a simple bit of focus, you can make it that way. If you take your hands and put them together in front of your heart like this, and just breathe for a minute. If you hold your focus here, right between your hands, you'll feel energy start to build up. And this is the first part of focus. When you focus internally, it draws energy. When you focus externally, it expels energy. So we're just going to draw energy for a minute. Just hold your focus between your hands, right in front of your heart, and breathe, and let that focus draw in energy. You'll feel your hands fill up with energy. And when they do, you can take that same place, put the same amount of pressure into it, but at the end of it, think, I'm a jellyfish and I'm stinging this person. You don't want to think I'm a wasp or something, because that makes people think you got a jab. There's no jabbing. It's the same steady pressure I had before, but now I think jellyfish. And I can make that person flinch and get out of the way. If they're blocking the door, if they're grabbing me, they'll probably let go. So we're going to try with Jennifer. She's going to apply low pressure, and it's anywhere behind the collarbone. You don't have to be all that specific. You just kind of dig down behind the collarbone, and the person will go, oh, okay, that's uncomfortable, but if I'm threatening you, it's not going to make me let go. So that same amount of force, you don't jab or anything like that. You just push like you wanted me to go to the floor. Push. All right, good. That's a good amount of pressure. It's not making me go to the floor, though. So she's going to need to focus. She's going to need to bring her hands down and hold that focus right there between your palms. This internal focus receives energy. It's like a magnet. It builds up inside of you. You can feel it build up in your hands. And then we're going to shift to an external focus, a giving as opposed to receiving, and you're going to send the energy out with this image of being a jellyfish. You have these little tentacles, they just reach out and they sting people. At the end of your touch, there's going to be a little sting that you imagine going into the person's flesh. Not a jab, remember, you're not a wasp. Don't think poke, poke, poke. It's the same steady pressure, but with just a little sting release of energy at the end. Should have built up enough energy there. Same pressure, apply steady downward pressure like you want me to go to my knees, and then release that sting at the end. Oh, good. That's all there is to it. If you try it with a friend, you'll see there's a lot of power in building up the energy and then releasing it. In both cases, you're focused. You're focused between your hands. You're focused at the end of your fingers. You're focused sending that sting into the person. It's a different kind of focus each time. There's a drawing focus and then a sending out focus. And if you don't have both of them, you'll eventually wear yourself out and your focus will diminish. That's why most people can only study for, an hour at a time, or work at a job for an hour at a time, and then they got to take a break because they're just pouring energy out and their focus burns out. But if you get used to the idea that I can focus internally and build the energy, and then focus externally for a while, and then focus internally and build the energy, and then focus externally for a while, then you'll have the flow of focus and it won't burn out on you. If you think this stuff's very important, then you should stay tuned for more training.